Niger Tribe, it's Niger Barbie. I'm so glad to be with you all today. Today's video, I'm discussing my 1-year anniversary of being vegan or plant-based. And so much has happened in my life positively over the past year with this whole new experience and lifestyle that I just wanted to take the time today to share it with you guys. And I actually made a really long list because I just couldn't remember everything off the top of my head. So I'm very excited to share this with you guys, so stay tuned. One of the first things I noticed when I changed my eating habits is that I always had really bad scalp, dry scalp, tons of dandruff all the time. So if I wore a black t-shirt like this, my shoulder would always be covered with dandruff, constantly just always scratching my hair. Always putting oil in my hair, it just always was dry. And when I changed my eating habits, my scalp is not dry anymore. I don't really get dandruff like that anymore. It's rare actually if it happens. That was like a great thing, especially with my hair being locked, because when you get dandruff in your locks, it's really hard to get it out. So I'm very grateful for that. So that's like one of the first things I noticed. Also, I noticed with my menstrual cycle, I don't get cramps anymore. I used to have debilitating cramps where I would miss work, and when I was younger, I would miss school. Couldn't walk. I would be in the bed sometimes for a couple of days straight, just really heavy, really painful periods, and that is no longer the case. They're very light. I don't have any cramping, and that was just a game changer because I just thought I would just miss a week of my life every month, and now it doesn't stop me at all. It doesn't affect me at all. It's great. Now I crave healthy food. For those of you who know me, I've always been the person with a crazy sweet tooth. I love candy, I love cakes. I went to a pastry school, cooking school. I learned to, make pastries, and I just love sweets. They didn't love me back because that's why I always had such a round face and a big gut and really, really big thighs. Still on the thick side of things, but I've come down significantly. I've lost now 45 pounds since last February. I was 268 the day I decided to be plant-based or vegan, and now I'm down to 25 as of this morning. 225, 224 and some change. So, and that was without trying, that was without not any exercise, which I do not recommend. I need to exercise, and that's next on my agenda, to add physical daily activity to my regular way of being. I have not done that yet. But without trying, without going to the gym, without working out, without doing anything other than changing what I eat, 45 pounds melted off and has stayed off. And part of that change of my diet change, I don't crave the stuff I used to crave. I like actually want healthy food. I'm thinking about things, I'm like, oh, that sounds really good. I'd love to make a baked sweet potato or have a kale salad, like stuff I would have never craved before. I was always like, can I get some Twizzlers, or let's go to Chick-fil-A, or whatever the case may be. At that time, I always wanted something that wasn't good for me, and I was trying to fight those urges. But since I've changed my lifestyle, I don't want those things anymore. Now when I drive past places like Bojangles and Chick-fil-A, just even the smell of it, I don't want it. I don't want it at all. I want something that's going to nourish my body. And that's been a huge change and a great change, because I thought I wouldn't be able to do it. In the beginning, of course, I still wanted it. When I smelled it, it still smelled good to me in the very, very beginning when I changed my lifestyle. But I'm 6 weeks into it or so, just sticking to it, you just don't want it anymore. And there's a lot to be said about that. So I crave healthy things now. When I see that hot light come on at Krispy Kreme, I don't want to just slam on brakes and make a U-turn anymore. I'm just like, oh, okay, just keep on driving. It doesn't even faze me at all, which, if you know me, how big my sweet tooth was, that's a big deal. It's a really big deal. My knees. I used to think it's just part of getting older. You just have these little aches and pains in your body. You wake up like, oh God, my back hurt. Oh, my knee or something. I don't have any pain anymore. I had fallen at my job a few years back on my knee, my left knee, and so taking stairs or just doing certain things, my knee will always hurt. And sometimes when I wasn't even doing anything, my knee would just hurt. But ever since I changed my, I don't feel any pain. I feel like it even got more lubricated, because before it was kind of like bone on bone action. I feel like there's some lubrication happening in my knee, because now I can drop it like it's hot, no issue. I can run up and down the steps. I have no pain in my body. I used to have major back problems. I just don't have any pain in my body. It's eradicated, and that's been going on consistently now for a year. So that's just life changing, because stuff that would put me down, like having those heavy periods or having just physical ailments in my body, would just put me out of what I wanted to do. But now I don't have it. I've got great energy. I was also that girl that take a nap in a heartbeat, and my naps were like 2-3 hour naps. I couldn't do like the little 20-minute cat nap things. I've never been able to do that. But I don't take naps anymore. I don't feel like I even need it. Sometimes my body is tired just because I've spent, a 16-hour day doing a lot of activities, but I don't feel the need to take a nap anymore. I go through my whole day and I feel completely energized. I feel satiated, and that's a completely different experience than I've had basically my entire life. So, also, prior to becoming vegan, since I was like 23 years old, I found out I had PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome. I had lots of large fibroids, which contributed to my super heavy, super long, super painful periods that I used to have. And about 6 months after I changed my diet, I went back and had ultrasound done, and my fibroids had shrunk significantly. I had like golf ball size and lemon size fibroids, and then they had shrunken down to like pea size. And some were like just really, really small. And that was just in 6 months. I'm gonna go back soon and see where they are now. But just in that short span of time, I just changed my diet. And we were talking about having surgery, and just from changing my diet, these things have happened. And just eating from the earth, these things have happened. And I'm just so grateful that helped me out significantly with fibroids. I also have always been hypothyroidism, hypothyroid. I had a large goiter growth that was always shown on my neck, which is not there anymore. The goiter is gone by all accounts from my doctors. They're like, it's not there anymore. I don't have to take my thyroid medication anymore. My thyroid levels have balanced out from just changing my diet. So just to be off of medication for the painful periods and for thyroidism, and it still didn't help me with my energy level. My skin was super dry. I was still in a lot of pain, and still having to take medication every single day all my life. I'm rid of that. I'm free of that, and that's just an amazing thing. From my fibroids and all that, I had an excessive amount of testosterone in my body, and I had facial hair, like chin hair, and I'm not a hairy person at all. I don't have hair on my legs, my arms, but I was starting to get like chin hair, not enough to like shave like a beard like a man, but it was definitely something that if I did not pluck them or stay on top of it, it would be noticeable, and I was not going out like that. But since I changed my diet, it's like 3 hairs now. And I mean, I wish it was completely hair free, but that would be a lie. It's about 3 hairs that come right here that I have to pluck, but it's not like the countless amount of hairs I was constantly having to pluck to stay on top of my chin and not looking, what I felt was mannish. So that kind of subsided on its own. Dry facial skin. I've always had very dry skin. The patches, I had dark circles under my eyes. This T-zone area will be oily, but everything else will be dry. I think they call it combination skin. My skin's evened out. It's just consistent. My skin is pretty, it's even. I don't really wear a lot of makeup. I do like eyeshadow, some mascara, and a lip, and that's pretty much it. And put some coconut oil or shea oil on my face, and that's pretty much it. Unless I'm really trying to do it up, I'll put on the foundation and all that. But my skin's not dry anymore, just like my hair. My poop doesn't stink. Not that it's just smells like roses or anything like that, but now when I poop, I poop regularly. If I eat 3 meals a day, I poop 3 times a day. That never happened before. It was probably like once a day. So whatever I eat, it's eliminated like it's supposed to be, which is proper digestion. And then it's quick, it comes out, no effort, in the S shape like Dr. Oz talked about with Oprah. I had never really experienced that on a consistent basis before, but now it's just like, bloop, it's out. There's really no smell. And I mean, I think that's a big difference. I don't blow out a bathroom. Not that I really did all that before. That might be TMI, but I don't have dead rotting flesh in my stomach that has to come out and just kill the whole atmosphere with this horrible stench. So that's a change. I know it's not just with me, but everyone else in my household that eats this way. The bathrooms are not getting blown out anymore. So I like that. My nails. Growing up, I've always had very flimsy nails. Now, I kept my nails very short growing up my entire life because I was a professional cellist and I can't have fingernails. But even with my little short nails, they were always very flimsy. Like there was nothing hard about them. But ever since I changed my diet, I actually have hard nails now, like hard nails. And I've never experienced that before. And it's a new thing. It's cool. I really like it. So my nails aren't bending back all the time when I hit it on something because they're so flimsy. Like they're actually hard and they have like the little grooves in it now. Like I never had that before. And that's only been in this last year that that's ever happened to me. Let's see. Okay. I also noticed that I don't have as much earwax buildup. I used to always have a lot of wax buildup in my ears. I really don't know where that came from. I never really saw a doctor about that. Maybe I should have. But I don't have that much earwax buildup anymore. I've noticed that. Like I used to go through Q-tips. I know they say Q-tips are bad, but I just had so much. I just needed something constantly in my ear, and I hardly ever have to do anything. Like when I just wash out my ears with a washcloth, I'm pretty much good. So I don't have earwax buildup anymore. I also had a very low iron deficiency. I used to take an iron supplement, and that was along with the PCOS and the thyroid condition. I don't take that anymore. I think because I eat so many dark leafy greens now, I get plenty of iron naturally, and I'm not shivering cold all of the freaking time like I always was. I'm just not there anymore, and I don't have to take any other supplements or medications anymore. I guess I get it from my food that I'm eating on a daily basis. So I'm grateful for that. That's been a great change. Growing up, I kind of always struggled with depression. And I've noticed that since one, I'm more active naturally just because I'm not taking naps all the time, I'm not in pain, and I'm eating really healthy foods, even though like I might feel depression coming on me, it doesn't take me down all the way like it used to, or like it used to just pull on me and just suck the rest of the energy out of me. And now I feel like when it's coming, I recognize it's coming, and I don't go there. I'm like, okay, no, I'm not gonna let that happen to me. I feel like I have more control over it, and the only thing I can contribute to, the only thing that's changed is that I changed my diet and I'm off all these medications, and I've got a fuller life now. I'm so much happier with me, and that's a really big deal, because depression is, if you've ever struggled with it, it can be a monster. And all the things I've been through, and I've been through a lot of things, even this past year since becoming vegan, I've gone through a lot of things that within my family that really just could have brought me down low as I've been before, and it didn't. I was able to manage it and successfully navigate that and navigate my feelings in a healthy way. And I'm very, very grateful and thankful for that. Along with the helping me with depression is mental clarity. I feel focused when I do anything for our businesses or for work. I feel mentally clear. I'm not foggy. I didn't realize I was as foggy as I was until I became more mentally clear. And you can't put a price on that. When I show up fully present. I feel prepared. And it's such a peace with that. I'm very clear and intentional about all the decisions I'm making, and there's nothing that can change me from the path that I'm on, just from having this mental clarity and this just awakening within myself, and just treating my body, healing my own body with things that are natural. I'm so grateful, and I recommend you give it a try if you haven't. Last two things I have on my list is that I'm fuller longer. I used to eat a lot of little meals, and my meals were pretty much brown. It wasn't a lot of vegetables that I was eating, even though sometimes I thought I was eating healthy. It just, ultimately, it wasn't. I wasn't eating the rainbow every day for every meal. I wasn't. I just wasn't eating fresh foods. I ate a lot of processed food, or I just nitpicked, and I have so many food allergies. It was always very difficult for me to find something where I thought was healthy that I wasn't allergic to. And just empowering myself and educating myself on healthy foods and the tremendous amount of options to eat. A lot of people are like, well, if you're vegan, what do you eat? You just eat salads all day? I'm like, no, actually, I don't know the last time I ate a salad because I'm allergic to so many raw vegetables. I have to have them slightly cooked, and I always have reactions. And it's like, what can I not eat? I'm just choosing not to eat dead animals. I'm choosing not to eat anything that, had parents. And I'm choosing to eat things that are grown from the earth and prepare them in a healthy way. So it's just been such a great thing. So when I eat a meal, when I eat breakfast in the morning, if I have my overnight oats, I'll put that reminder, that video we did before. When I eat my overnight oats, I am full for like 6 hours. Like, no lie. I don't even think about food. I don't have oh, I need a snack. Like, no, I'm truly full. And when it's time to eat lunch, I'm like, I'm not starving. I'm just like, okay, I know it's time for me to eat again. It's not because I feel like I'm just so hungry and ravenous with hunger. I don't feel that way at all. I just like, it's time for me to eat. And so not being hungry, I'm making better decisions. And by also meal prepping my food, which I never did before, I'm making better choices because I've taken the time to say, this is what I'm choosing to eat. And so if I feel hungry all of a sudden, if I reach and grab something, I'm grabbing something that's healthy and nourishing to my body, and not just, let me stop at Zaxby's and get a fry, because you can be a fat vegan, you can be a fat vegetarian, and I know plenty of people that do that. And I did that for a while. I could sit around and eat Oreos and Twizzlers and French fries all day and be vegan. But that's why there's a difference between being vegan, just not eating an animal product, versus being whole food, plant-based, meaning eating from the earth, fresh, healthy foods. It's a huge difference. So it doesn't mean I don't eat those things, because I'm not a twig, I'm still on the journey, but I know what to eat, I know how to eat, and I don't have any intention, like the 45 pounds that melted off, the next 45 pounds will continue to melt off, because I'm making good food choices. And I'm very excited to be on this journey and continue to just melt off the things that I don't need on my body in a natural, healthy way that will sustain, because I'm not worried about regaining any weight because I'm eating healthy foods. So that I'm fuller for much longer. And last thing, until last week, and this is due to extenuating circumstances, I have not been sick in a year. I was a person with all the allergies in the world. So anytime the seasons change or anything bloomed, my allergies would take over, or I'll get a cold or flu, I'll get sick all the time. Like every 6 weeks, it seemed like I was getting some kind of sick, my throat or something. I haven't been sick. I have not missed any type of work or anything. I have not been sick. If I felt like I was around people that were sick, I would just increase my intake. I would drink a lot of green juices and green smoothies and eat more fresh fruits to try to preemptively combat things, or make a little ginger lemon cocktail, celery cocktail. I haven't been sick. Until last week, I was in a place where I was consistently around very sick people in a particular environment. I actually got sick. But I will say, my first time being sick in a year, I didn't stay sick as long. It didn't drag on. I was sick for about 3.5 days, and I was right back. I was really only down and out one day, and then right back after that. Even though I still didn't feel 100%, I still felt well enough to continue my daily activities, where before I would have been just in the bed, knocked out, and wouldn't be able to function until whatever was on me was out of me. So there have been so many benefits to this lifestyle. I'm so grateful for it. I'm so grateful how it saved my father's life and continues to save his life. I'm grateful how it's changed my husband's cholesterol levels, and because they were just off the charts high, and now he's fine. I'm just so grateful at how just eating from the earth has changed my life and my family's life for the better, and how something that I thought would be so restrictive in the beginning is so freeing, because there's so many things on this planet to eat that are from the earth, and there's just so many options and so many colors to eat. I was so limited to this is such a very narrow focus of what food was and what is nutritious and what is tasty. My whole mind has changed, and I'm so grateful for this experience. And I highly encourage you, even if you feel like veganism is not for you, to eat more fresh, healthy, seasonal vegetables, local produce. You will feel a difference. And if you all have any questions about this journey, about my journey specifically, please feel free to put a comment below. I always respond, and I'm grateful that you took the time to listen to me today. And hopefully you all have learned something. You feel inspired and encouraged, because this has been a wonderful experience. And when I hit year 2, I'll come back again. And I'm just so grateful for this experience and for everything I've learned and continue to learn. So thank you, Niger Tribe. I love you all. And I'll talk to you soon. See you next time.